Hey everyone, Miss Wilkins here. Okay, we are going to talk about scales with flats in this video. Now, we're getting into a real explanation of why we have sharps and flats and naturals in music, okay? And these are really the fundamental building blocks. So let's just talk about some of the symbols that you will see, and one of them is called a flat. It looks sort of like a B, and we call it a flat. Now, what it does is it lowers a note by 1/2 step. Okay? So that's the job of a flat. And when you write a flat, you're going to write it before a note on the musical staff, but when you write it with a letter, like say B flat, you're going to write it after the letter. That's very important that, so we make a difference there where we write the actual symbol. Now, in order to cancel out a flat, we use what's called a natural sign, and that didn't make that one very pretty. So I'm just going to give you what cancels a flat, which is called a natural sign. Okay, and that would reverse the flat. It would raise a note by 1/2 step, or I like to think of it as canceling. Okay, so just remember that if we have a flat, we can also cancel it as an accidental sign or something that accidentally shows up to get rid of that flat. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go back and review what a tetrachord is. We said that a tetrachord is made up of 2 whole steps and a 1/2 step. Okay, so we've got a whole half, and if I want to make a scale, I need another tetrachord. And I need to connect that with a whole step in the middle. Okay? So whole half, whole half. So that's my my pattern. So let's try this out with a note that's going to require a flat. And why is this? Because if I start on any note other than C, right, on the keyboard, all my white keys happen naturally in just the right perfect combination. But if I start on a different note, I'm going to have to use some tools to make that pattern happen. So if I start on F, let's do that, and I'm going to number each note in the scale. We call these scale degrees. So if I'm talking about the first scale degree, you'll see a little one with a hat over it. That just means what number I'm talking about in the scale. So scale degree 1 is F. The next note would be G, okay? And we know that between F to G, we have a whole step. So far, so good. Next, G to A, that's going to be scale degree 3, is another whole step. Now, if I look at my keyboard, A to B, oops, there's a black key in the middle there. That means I need to make an adjustment because I need this note, not the white key. So what that means is I'm going to have to add a flat to the note B, therefore giving me B flat. And that's going to give me my 1/2 step for scale degree 4. Okay? Now I know I need a connecting whole step, so I'm going to go from B flat to the next white key that is 2 1/2 steps away. So B would not work because that's a 1/2 step. So C, B flat to C is my whole step. So there we go. Put that in there. This is scale degree 5. Then from C to D, we have a whole step. That's scale degree 6. D to E, another whole step. Scale degree 7. And E to F. If I check over here on my piano, E to F, well, I'm good there because that is already a 1/2 step. So this is why we have flats in a scale, because we need to make that adjustment to make sure that we retain our pattern of whole steps and half steps for our major scale. So let's play that and you'll see what the difference would be. So let me play it without that flat. Right? Didn't sound too good in here. That didn't sound right, right? So let me play it with the flat, with the B flat, and then it should sound a lot better. So now we have that recognizable sound, that pattern that our ears recognize in Western classical music as a major scale. Let's try it on a different note. How about we start on B flat? Okay, so we're going to start on B flat. We'll call that scale degree number 1. Go to C, that's a whole step, we're good. C to D, another whole step, we're also good. D to E, uh-oh, that's a whole step. I need to make an adjustment because I need a half step, so I'm going to call it E flat. I'm going to put my flat sign before. Now I have my first tetrachord. Let's fill in our scale degree numbers so we know where we are. Okay, now from E flat to F, I have a whole step. There's my connecting whole step for scale degree 5. And I keep going for my second tetrachord. F to G, whole step, G to A, whole step. And since we started on B flat, I know for 2 reasons that A, I have to make an adjustment, and B, that's the last note of the scale, and we repeat. We go to that next same note, B to flat to B flat, so that's pretty simple. And we have our second tetrachord connected to our first tetrachord, and that is why the scale B flat produces a key signature with 2 flats, B flat and E flat, because we need those 2 flats to make our pattern of whole steps and half steps sound like a major scale. Okay? And that is really, we're getting into the real building blocks of music and why we have key signatures and why they're important. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.